Hi guys, Brad here with Monero Marine, and this video will be about putting a transom door into this boat here. Now there's many ways we can do it, but I'll show you how we do it. So let's get started. I'll start off with some background information on the boat and how we're laying it out. So this boat is a 23-foot fiberglass boat. Now originally it had a V8 stern drive engine. That's been removed and it will be converted to an outboard. We are not doing that project. We are just doing this transom door here. So I've laid out the doorway down here, just at the edge of the camera there. That's the that's the original water line. It may change because of the different motors that are going on, but I made sure that we're well above the water line. So that's where it is. And it appears to be where the original swim grid was, because there's a silicone line right there. And then width-wise, we had about 17 inches at the top. That's based on other doors that we've done, so it's about the same. And now I've gone about 2 degrees beyond square here on each corner. So when we do the mold, it will come out of the mold easier. So there we go. It's all taped off. So our next job is to cut it. Careful, Dave.
You got it?
Now we can see what the cross section looks like. So we've got you got your layup here. You got your 3/4 inch plywood. There's only one layer because we removed the second layer. You can see that the second layer was rotten here. So same. And then we get up to the molding. We're gonna have to cap that off. We'll figure that one out. And then up here is 3/4 inch balsa wood core in there, and then we just got like a 1x6 solid pine spruce there. I started mocking up the transom doorway. Now this is the mold that we'll be using. Now it's made out of 3/4 inch MDF. It's really good for making molds. And so the first thing I did was cut the bottom piece, and I made it level with the floor. So I just have some blocks of wood holding it up on the forward side. And I've made it flush with the transom at each end. And from there I did a square line off of the transom. So that's my guide to make these side pieces square, and that's important. And then I had to trim the boat a little bit. So I got about 2 degrees of slope, of taper on each side, and that will help to pull the thing out of the mold and actually fit this thing in. So what we're seeing is the inside, or the bottom side of the mold. So the finished side is actually on this side. So these pieces are they're oversized. I'll trim them later to fit better, but that's not too critical. We could always just trim the fiberglass to fit after it's pulled out of the mold. On the inside, I'm going to add a flange all the way around and up, and I might even go around this corner, so there's a surface to mount the panel onto. So it'll have to be joined to the boat here and here. So it might only be a couple of inches, and that's all we need, just to finish the surface, the edges, and so the panel can be mounted right on top of that. So next I'm going to pin these pieces together, and I'm going to put two braces in here to hold this shape and the angle, so that's critical. And then I can do the flanges. I've cut my braces on my CNC machine. It was just easier that way. That way I can get 2 precise pieces using 3/4 inch plywood. Got my mold all stapled together. So on the inside we've got the mold. It comes down at the same angle as the deck. Not sure if we want to keep it that way. I'm just waiting to hear back from the owner. So if we keep it that way, then there's less floor space but more room behind the back panel, if whatever he's going to put back here. So if there's going to be batteries back there, then we'll want to keep this angle, but we'll wait and see. So we determined how we're going to finish on the inside. So here is the flange that we were doing, and now we have to finish the inside. So we're done with the actual structural part of the mold. So we finish this side. This is the bottom, and this is the other side, and then the flange. We've resin coated the surface and radiused. Here we've got a 3/8 radius, and all around here is a 1/4 inch radius. We used filler and like a little stick to make the radius. Okay, so next we are going to put gel coat on. Gel coat's all cured. Now we need to sand it with some very fine sandpaper. We've sanded and polished the mold and added 5 coats of wax. There's still 1 coat that needs to be removed. Now when we sanded it dry, because this is MDF material, and if it got wet it would swell and ruin the surface. So we're spraying the gel coat for the finished part. Once the gel coat is cured, we put 1 ounce matte skin layer on. So now we do a series of matte and roving and core matte, and we also put 1/2 inch plywood on the bottom where it would be stepping. Okay, we're now ready to pop it out of the mold. Before we fit it, we have to grind the edge with a grinder just to clean up the excess fiberglass. We have fit the doorway in place, and now we have to trim the excess fiberglass. Once we put the doorway in place for the final time, we put these pieces of plywood in place. They're at a 92-degree corner angle, so it kind of flares up, and then we hot glued it in place so it wouldn't move, and we ground out the both sides of the fiberglass at the joint on the inside, and then we've put just 2 mat around the joint. You can see it's a little dark, but all around there's 2 mat fiberglass around the joint, and that stick holds it up to keep it level. Alright, so we're done on the inside for now. We've got a total of 4 mat and 1 roving in there all the way around. So now we're on the outside. We have to grind all around the perimeter and prepare it for glassing out on the outside. We've glassed on the outside and now we're just burying it. We've glassed all the way around here, and the rest has been ground but not glassed yet. I've been thinking about how to finish the end of this molding that we had to cut through. So it's been cut just so it's flush with the end here. And my first thought was to cut it back to where the tape is and glass it in here and put a capping, make some kind of a capping that goes over that. But now my new thought is to not cut it anymore, and then also don't glass this, and then just put a capping, make a capping. And I just bought a 3D printer, and I think I'll be able to draw something up and print it on there. I've just purchased this 3D printer secondhand, and I want to use it to make the end caps for the rub rail that I've cut. Now, I've never used one of these before, so this will be my first try at it. And I've just got some black filament, which I want to make the thing black. And I've drawn my object, my part, on Rhino 3D, which I've used for many years. And now I'm about to put it onto the SD card and put it in here and see how it prints, and if it prints. I just put the SD card in and it's actually showing that there's nothing there, so I'll have to figure that one out. Alright, so it looks like I've got it working here. I got the file on the screen. So the problem was that I had an STL file before, and what I needed was a G code. So to create the G code, I needed to download an app, and the app I used is the Ultimaker Cura, and that was recommended by this printer here. Now the printer is a Creality Ender 3 version 2. So once I downloaded that, it was free, and put the drawing on there. It was pretty quick, and it told me how long it's going to take to print. So this isn't an instruction on how to use a 3D printer. It's just showing my struggles on the first time I'm using this thing. So let's see what we do now. We select it. Alright, so it's loading, I guess. So I believe the nozzle has to heat up to a certain temperature, which looks like 200 degrees. And you can see it's almost there. And the bottom 150 degrees, that would be the plate. So once we reach 200, it should start. It says it's heating. So stuff is happening here. Okay, so it's moving. That's good. That's good. I'm not sure what it's doing, but figuring out the starting position. Okay. Well, that's not looking good. Well, it doesn't look like what I wanted, but let's see what we end up with. Okay, so now it looks like it's printing what I want. I'm not sure what that outside ring is, but inside I can see the shape looking correct. Alright, so this will take a while. It's 2 hours and 42 minutes it said it would take. So we're only 7% through, but I can see it's starting to take shape. It's a little slower than I thought it would be. I guess I have a slow machine. There it is, it just finished. Looks pretty good on the outside. It's got some stripes here. Inside it's got some stuff sagging down, and I was concerned about that because it had to span across such an open space. But I'm learning. I thought about flipping it over. That might have worked better, but we'll see how it fits, and then we can always modify it, do it again. I revised my design and reprinted it, and it fits great. So that's good. Now I got to do the other side. I made these jigs on the 3D printer with the different angles of the transom doorway, and they all have the 1/4 inch radius, so I use them as jigs so we could check the radius and make it consistent. The fairing's all done. Now we're ready to spray the gel coat. It's all sprayed. Now we're just finishing the gel coat with some wet sanding and polishing. The owner's going to put a wrap on the transom, so we don't have to worry about finishing that. On the inside we put a brace in, just a 2x4. It's braced to the floor just to support it because there was no other support other than the deck. The final task was to install the door. I cut the door on my CNC router, and it was made from 3/4 inch Starboard. I used 3 hinges. If it was a little bit smaller I would have used 2, but just because of the weight of the material I used 3. And then to hold the door open, I just put a little strap that snaps in place there, so that holds it in place. I trimmed it high enough at the bottom so it would clear the material. It's that C teak that's going to go down here, so I had enough space, or when it opens up that gets pretty close, so I did trim this a little bit more to make the clearance. On the inside you can see I've used a piece for a door stopper, like a door jamb, and then here's my latch I used. That just on the top I put a bit of a curve in it to simulate the shape of the existing deck. All right, that completes this project. If you have any questions or comments, I welcome those, and give it a like if you liked the video.